We rolling? Sanitize your unsanitary self there.
Cleaning my mouth out.
Lenny.
What up?
Doesn't Colin Lennon look like if Uma Thurman let herself go a bit in Kill Bill? Hey, where's the imac, Uma?
At least give me a sex change, but yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Talkin Guff with me, Ruben Django Pouch, and my good friend and co-host,
Lenny Leonardson.
In
the cut.
In the cut on the ones and twos, as per usual. Golden Honey Pony. It's only occurred to me that he's the most handsome one of us. That's why we have not allowed him to be on
We're
camera.
like the ugly sisters, and he's like Cinderella, and we're keeping him in the dungeon or whatever.
Even though he's the eye candy, and he is, ladies.
Yeah, we'll be breaking him out.
We'll break him out.
At some stage.
So, welcome again. I'm not going to bother asking people how their weeks were, because I just don't give a fuck. No, because we're trying to keep it tight here, and we always seem to amble for half an hour before we even get into the subject material. So I thought we'd just get straight into it.
Fast track.
Are you farting over there? Like when a man thinks his own fart smell, you're in trouble.
Oh, this podcast's already stinking.
Smell a shite off you, Kanye Brown. So look, we're going to get straight into it. We're going to have a little chat about a woman called Sia. S-I-A, a recording artist from Australia. Funnily enough, I thought Sia was someone else. I thought Sia was a black chick, a little sweet thing.
It's hard to tell behind the fringe.
Her fringe, yeah, she wears a big old wig, mask effect. So,
which was one of two things I knew about her. She had the fringe thing, and she did the music video with Shia LaBeouf, which got her. Or there was controversy over that because he's dancing with a kid. They're the only. I didn't even know she was Australian.
She writes loads. She's like a genius.
Look, we'll get into it, don't we?
Yeah. My dad.
Listen, I've got notes here, yeah, mate.
We have a lot to get through.
Don't be fucking with my notes here with your tangents. So the reason we were going to have a chat about her, because she's made this film. It's called Music.
It's already an arrogant title, let's be honest. Like it is. Imagine calling a film Music.
How's that arrogant?
You're kind of going, this film is music.
I am music.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Come on, you cynical motherfucker.
And sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting you, but if you look at the trailer, it says, it didn't say film initially, it says a cinematic experience or something by Sia, and you're already like, okay. Thin ice. Thin ice. Little did anyone know.
Well, we know which way Glenn's going with this conversation. So basically, she's made a film called Music, and she has received a lot of backlash from the movie. We'll get into that now in a minute. Apparently now, Rob, I couldn't find this anywhere, but our technical turntablist over there told me that the genesis for this movie Music was that Sia was in a bad place from a mental health perspective, am I right? She was like having suicidal thoughts or tendencies, and at some point, do you want me to keep going?
Sorry, I was going to say I heard this on a Louis Theroux podcast.
Okay, so he heard this on a Louis.
I just connected the dots.
Okay, he connected the dots, but Louis Theroux we like. So basically, at some point, she got a correspondence from a woman with an autistic child and quite a low functioning or, a heavily autistic child, nonverbal situation. And the sentiment of the letter was that Sia's music had a really positive effect on this woman's autistic child. And I think that, from what I understand, was the catalyst from wanting to make this movie, which she described as a love letter to the autistic community. So, I will say first, like I said, I thought Sia was someone else, and I thought she was much young. This Sia chick is nearly 50 years of age, born in 1975, so in 3 or 4 years' time, she's going to be 50 years of age. On top of that, she's really successful, actually. She's a fucking powerhouse, and and with that, she's a real recluse. She's not into, she shuns or eschews the sort of, the spotlight, as it were. And like at one point in around 2012, I think she started to get, because she has about 6 or 7 albums, I believe, and she started to get some level of notoriety, like international notoriety. And even then, at that point, didn't want it, moved away from it.
Really pissed off when David Guetta put her name on the.
Oh really?
Song.
She did. She just wanted to be a David Guetta song.
Rihanna or something was supposed to sing it.
That's
David
right.
Just went with her.
Right.
Her permission, and she was like, "Fuck."
Do you think that's? Oh, man, I'm not saying it isn't genuine, but do you think that's completely genuine, or is that a
Well,
little
okay.
bit of, because that?
On Louis Theroux.
I just don't think that a woman who's nearly 50 years of age, who's really successful, is going to be, and that's my point. I don't feel, and I could be entirely wrong, but from what I've read about the situation, I didn't get the impression that this was her looking for an opportunity to better her, her career. You know what I mean? Her career.
The film now.
The film. Yeah, because there was this sort of thing that she only did it to, but it's not as if she had a wavering career or anything like this. Like she's written hits when she reclused or whatever, when she moved back, what's the word? Withdrew from the spotlight. She started writing tunes for other people, one of which Rob just mentioned was David Guetta. I think she wrote one for Adele, and then Adele didn't use it. She's writing tunes all over.
Like a diamond. That one, Rihanna.
She didn't her fuck. That's one of my favourite ever pop tunes. Shine bright like a diamond. Okay, and now look, I'm not against pop music per se, but I don't know a lot of pop music. I don't follow it, let's say. And so I didn't know. The point I'm making is that when I looked into it, it seemed that here's a woman who's really successful, has withdrawn herself from the spotlight a good few times.
Yeah.
And so I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt on her narrative as to why, the catalyst for the film.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think, and again, I didn't see it or nothing. I wouldn't necessarily say that it was a total attention-seeking thing from her. I more meant that, for example, the reclusive thing, like that. Like there are so many singers out there, even of her age or whatever, male, female, who make tunes that you like, but they sort of blend into the background. Whereas I remember her sticking out in my mind because she covers her face and all. Like, so I'm just saying that did.
She wasn't necessarily fitting the usual narrative of sort of pop stardom or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
She seems to be a bit more of an artist, all right. And I mean, so maybe we could give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she was making the film from a positive or a place of love or altruism. But then that's not to say that it wasn't executed in a heavy-handed fashion.
Yeah.
Now we're just going to go, because we said there she's receiving a lot of backlash, and I thought I was going to go through a couple of the points of the backlash with you and see what you thought.
Yeah, hit it, man.
So we'll get into the juicier stuff in a minute, but like one of the little things, like there's a few issues that the people have with the movie. One of them is that it's less about a girl. Oh, so let me just tell you quickly. The story is and I just got this from a basic synopsis thing. Did you watch it in the end? No.
No, I didn't.
I watched the trailer, but then so the story centers around a teenage, non-verbal, autistic girl who all of a sudden falls into the full-time care of her recovering drug dealer, sort of dysfunctional half-sister, who's played by Kate Hudson.
Recovering drug addict. I don't know if you get to be a recovering.
No, did I not? Oh, sorry. No, because she's because she's not actually. I think actually she's recovering from alcoholism, which I will say, alcohol is the second most dangerous drug on planet Earth.
Oh, what's the number one?
Tobacco.
Oh shit, of course.
And alcohol is a drug. I won't even have an argument about it. But the thing about it is, she's a recovering alcoholic, so she's recovering and dealing drugs. She's a recovering drug dealer. She's recovering but dealing drugs.
Oh,
so
sorry.
recovering.
Slash.
So then that's the story, and so follows a story of redemption and self or progression or whatever the fuck it is. Now here's the thing: is that's what one of the lesser sort of annoyances for the film are for people, is that this movie isn't about a non-verbal autistic child, but it's actually a redemption story for this character, Zoo.
Yeah.
And I'm there going, so I mean, you watched the trailer. Well, what would you think of that if someone's just like, this isn't about autism, this is about some sort of stupid redemption story for your one?
That it's almost like the white savior narrative or whatever for Kate Hudson's character, essentially.
Yeah. But how many times have we seen that?
Oh man, I mean,
Countless. I mean, I don't know if this.
Countless times.
And can I ask a question? Is Rain Man out nowadays? It's gone, is it?
See, this is the
Rain Man's a
main
classic,
the
no?
this is the thing.
They're using that as the
As the sort of the yardstick for not cool.
Oh
Jesus.
really?
Yeah, apparently.
So Rain Man is
out. You're politically incorrect.
Is that
scumbag.
correct?
ableist.
It's ableist.
But hold
because
on. This is, and look, in fact, maybe can we can that word ableist for a minute because we will get into it? Because I'm fucking confused as a motherfucker. I'm not having a go at you.
Yeah.
But like Rain Man, what's that fucking film with Robert Downey Jr. and Jamie Foxx as the cellist?
Oh, I don't know.
Boom, asshole redemption story. Dallas Buyers Club, about a boy, planes, trains and automobiles. Like, I mean, it's actually a story we've heard 1,000 times and not always centered around disabilities.
Oh,
So-
sorry. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Do you know what I
it's-
mean?
It's the idea of the straight character, and I mean straight in the sense of the character the audience is supposed to see themselves as. I mean straight in the straight man, the comedy sense, right? The character the audience is supposed to be like, this is who represents me in the story and their encounter with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, or it's
With
like, you know, at the like
with
this
whatever
is,
it is, yeah.
But you see, that's the thing. It's just like, and this might sound, because that's Hollywood. Because I will say, it also looks like an insipid piece of crap.
See,
The
this
movie.
is-
I'm sorry,
this-
I know that, but it does. It just looks like heartstring garbage,
This is the big thing for me, man.
which we've seen a million times.
I feel these things are still judged on their merits. Like people say, oh, is it a scarier landscape out there now for trying to make art because you've got all these other avenues of criticism? It's like, no, if it's still the case that if it's good, people will enjoy it, people will support it, and if it's bad, they'll tear it apart as they do anyway.
But they tore this film apart before they'd even seen it.
Well, but people who, on the basis of people who had seen it, I guess.
No.
Saying
So,
that
well,
it's terrible. Or it looks terrible.
it looks terrible, but that's not what anyone's talking about. They're talking about the issues that we're getting into. Like, for me, I think that's Hollywood. That's how they sell it. Like you said there, that's you. That character there, that's you, say, or me. Yeah. It's relatable. And I know this sounds whatever, but they don't make movies for autistic people. Or they don't, with autistic people as their demographic. There's not enough of them.
It's not a big enough money
exactly,
thing.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean. It's a
That's
fucking
Hollywood,
huge,
yeah.
multi-million dollar euro industry.
Yeah.
And it's not, like, you know what I mean? That's my point. It's just like, they work in demographics. They work in money.
No, I get what you're saying. Or it's like the way when Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart made that film. It was like a remake of that French thing, Unlimited or something like that.
Oh, so the French film is called The Untouchables, yeah.
Yeah, good man.
I've never seen it, but I hear I heard that's great.
Home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they make a fucking Candy Crush version of that, do they, for the States?
Well, it's like the classic, the Americans going, oh, wow, that was a great film.
That's
you
good
made.
sentiment.
Lads,
Let's make it
a
properly."
real version of it, in air quotes.
and like,
right?
that's Hollywood.
But so they people gave out about Bryan Cranston. Now I don't think it snowballed in the same way, but people gave out about Bryan Cranston that he's an able-bodied actor playing a guy in a wheelchair, and it's kind of like, sorry, name me an actor in a wheelchair who's gonna bring in the fucking money that Bryan Cranston does. Do you know what I mean? That's I'm not justifying the industry. It's
I know,
obviously a
but
sick
it
industry in
is-
so many ways, but that is their
And
thinking.
I mean,
That's-
it is a
that's-
sick
it's
industry
their
in
bottom
some-
line, you know.
It's their bottom line.
Yeah.
And you're right, it is a sick industry, but at the same time, if you don't want to facilitate that, you can never watch a Hollywood movie ever again.
Look, I absolutely believe that, like, because their point is always that there should be more, autistic performers. We should be, raising these voices up in the industry. There should be more, what would you say, differently abled performers. There should be more trans performers. There should be more performers. All these different groups relate to the issues they're talking about. And it's like, yeah, they're absolutely
Should be. I have no problem with that.
Absolutely should. That's the bottom line. They absolutely should.
Can they do the job? Like, or what? Sorry, that's
They're not. There aren't at the moment. Is the point? That's the thing. There isn't anyone who they can point to who's going to fill a cinema. Like, cinema audiences are
And
the
then
problem.
but also, can I ask a question then on the flip side of that then? Can that person, because they're trans or gay, can they play a straight person?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's
Like,
not.
it's
no,
make believe.
But it's about representation. It's like, you're not going to have a straight person go, oh, hey, well, that's great watching, a gay guy play, watching, who's your man, Neil Patrick Harris, play a straight character on How I Met Your Mother, because, I'm a straight actor and I can't get any jobs out there. No, it's the reverse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you're never going to have someone, someone complain about a trans actor playing a cisgender character because...
What's cisgender?
Cisgender, that's like...
Am I cisgender?
Yes, you are. Yeah. Cool.
Now I get it.
But
I'm 36. I didn't go to art college. So another thing that's garnering, because what we're talking about there is sort of the last thing I wanted to hit on. But one other issue that's garnering a lot of attention or criticism about the movie is the use of some sort of restraint or restraining move in the film.
Yeah, now I wondered about that again. It sounds so stupid because I'm so ignorant. Obviously, I haven't seen it, but is it shown in a negative way, or is it just that it's depicted at all? Is that the problem?
Well, I mean, I have a problem. It's not a documentary. It's not a how-to, raise autistic children or care for autistic people. It's a fucking movie. And, we've seen... And again, I'm not arguing that you shouldn't restrain or anything like that. I'm not arguing about that, but I'm also saying, are the lines not getting a bit blurred here? This is a fictional movie shot on fake sets with actors... you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you think that, there's the filter right there, look. If you think that the restraint is not appropriate, that's fair enough. I don't know. But I'm also not going to look at this movie and go, oh yeah, I'm going to become a special needs assistant. I know how to deal with autistic children all of a sudden. What do you do?
That movie.
I saw its music. What do you...
But this is
what I mean?
This is the thing. I'm a little confused on that point, on that whole issue, because
you haven't seen it. You don't know the context
exactly
of it in the movie. And again, admittedly, Len, I don't know the context either, and so it might be a bit like, oh Jesus, but the idea was.
It's as a principle, it's a movie, like you're saying.
It's a movie.
Well, don't have to see
have we seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yeah, it's exactly right. Exactly, it didn't actually happen. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly, it was.
Say that again.
Yeah.
He actually rapes her in Last Song in Paris.
And he was told by the director.
Yeah.
Who is the director?
I don't know. Probably some European.
Roman Polanski. Jesus, that's mad.
Yeah, as far as I remember, there's one. There is. That's why I don't know. I can't speak. It's I don't understand the context. It's like
take a leap there, Len.
If you depict something in a film, that doesn't mean you're endorsing it. Do you know that kind of way? It's
exactly.
There's lots of. Otherwise, that means any film with a murder.
Let's go kill people.
Yeah, well, it's basically.
It's movies.
But I don't know. Like you say, I haven't seen it, so maybe it is horrible.
You're playing it too safe there for me.
The one thing I will say is, when I saw the petition, which is funny actually,
to ban the movie,
even just to get all the
censoring,
get it pulled, get all the everyone involved to back away from it or whatever. Funny enough, there's a few things about that, and I'm not saying it's not righteous at all. I'm not commenting on that, but I always think it's funny when you read it and they go, they're looking for 75,000 signatures. They've so far got 66,000. You're like, oh, only 9,000 more to go, and then you think, to what? To this arbitrary the thing they decided. Do you know what I mean? We were looking for 200 signatures and we got 300. Oh, guess they gotta ban the movie then. I don't know how it works.
Listen, bitch, you can put down as many fucking signatures as you want. Movie's coming out. We're trying to make bank here.
But it's only their power to get it boycotted, because if the money is the only thing that matters in these situations. But I remember one of the lines they said in the paragraph about it was, this is ableist, it's whatever, something about help us get this thing, deplatformed or whatever, help us get justice. And I was like, justice?
Yeah,
Jesus,
I saw that.
How bad is this film?
Know,
And it's a crime.
One of the reasons the film first got flack, one of the first points of controversy, was the fact that they had cast an able-bodied, able-minded young lady to play the non-verbal autistic girl.
Yeah.
Now, let me just...
Now, I will...
Maddie Ziegler, and that's obviously the girl who was in The Shia LaBeouf thing. She's been in every. She's her protege. She's been in every music video. This Maddie Ziegler. So she's the running thread, and even she's just like, I just wanted to make a movie with her.
I will say though, I think that is a sore point, because if you really wanted to tell this story, I think you totally could find. It's not like she cast some A-lister, which would be different, bad in a different way, because that would be a money grubbing thing potentially. But I don't think it would have been that hard to find a non-verbal.
I think it would have been extremely hard.
Really, yeah.
She tried it.
I think to find
The working hours just.
even that alone,
Yeah.
like the communication. Now I might be totally wrong and totally out of the loop here or whatever, but I just feel as well. It's just like going. It's a role in a movie. They can cast whoever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dear, you're an actor then. Like, is that not one of the things about movies? Because it's so fickle, because it's totally down to a load of sort of near superficial parameters. Like, how do they look? What's the chemistry? You know what I mean? It's not like...
Yeah.
There's just so many flippant parameters involved in the casting of a movie.
Well, I'm going to say, from a technical point of view, I've said this before, and I'm being really specific here, from a purely technical point of view, right? For example, if we were to live in a world where racism had never existed, like blackface would technically be all right. It would be there would be no actual problem with it, and we know this because whiteface is okay. A black actor whiting up and playing a white character, usually in a comedy role, like
white
Dave Chappelle or
chicks.
whatever, white chicks. Do we have absolutely
so
no
bizarre
problem with that? So we know right away that it's not a technical thing. It's not
to do
about
with the racist undertones, overtones, whatever, connected to it.
representation, oppression, narratives, all of that stuff.
Yes, okay.
It's not a
That's
pure
interesting.
thing of you can't play someone who's not of your race, or you can't play someone who's not.
But that's where we're going, Shirley. I don't want to live in a world where the only guy who can play a gay person in a movie is a gay person. I don't want to live in a world where, like, the only person who can play, that sort of... And I'm not saying... Because here's the thing, it doesn't really work for... It doesn't really work for, like... Like, if the movie was a historical movie about a black person and you cast a white person in it, I'd be like, what the fuck's going on here,
That's
lads?
insane. Yeah.
But like, if it's just man, woman, and you cast, we'll get into that in a minute. And you cast man or woman, it's fucking insane. No, like, it's just like
I think
because even that for me is a bit racist, because you're going, is it a man or a woman or a black man or a white? You know what I mean?
I think it's
you're
more
the one
about-
who's putting the fucking racial shit on it. I'm
think
just
it's-
looking for a good male actor.
I
Black,
guess-
white, fucking yellow, purple. I don't give a
guess
fuck.
it's about, like, you can't have a person in that role playing someone of an oppressor, of a whatever, of a race or a gender or whatever that they're not, until you could have the reverse. Do you know that kind of way? So in other words, it's almost like you can't until that gap is redressed almost. That sort of way.
But I mean, but look again. I don't know. Can a 15-year-old non-verbal autistic? So like, and for want of a better, because there are high functioning people with autism, and so I suppose there are low functioning people with autism. And if you're high on the spectrum and you're non-verbal, you're low functioning is the wrong term because it sounds a bit derogatory, but the opposite of high functioning, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so, like, is it realistic from a workload perspective, from like from a communication? This is the main thing: is the communication that is required between that non-verbal autistic teenager and the fucking machine that is like a money machine that is making a movie. I just don't see how that's possible.
I was even going to say you could try plan it to work it around them, but you know what? To be honest with you, you've even got issues of consent there. You've got issues of abuse or representation in some way. Like, can you really be sure that they're even on board fully?
Exactly.
Can you even be sure that
or
they're happy
are
with...
you facilitating your own want as the carer or adult?
Exactly.
It's like the child star thing twice removed almost, because it's like I can't even have the conversation as, is this what you want?
Are you appropriating?
Are you
them,
exactly?
basically?
This sort of thing. And I mean, let's be real, like,
So should she just not have made the film? Is that
Oh, fuck
essentially
that.
what
We want
they're
to live in a
saying?
world where you don't get to see that, because that's where we're going. Oh, perfect then. Because that's where you're going.
Yeah.
It's just lads are just, and ladies just kind of like, I'm not making that fucking film. I'm not telling that story because I'm going to have to deal with these cunts all over the place. That'll be the knock-on of this shit. Yeah, just let directors and all, they just be like, I'm not getting involved.
Well, like
I'm not, what's up with the hassle, man?
what they're saying, whatever about
fucking hard.
whatever about getting you know, an actual person on even on the spectrum to perform in the film. They also argued that she should have consulted with actual members.
Well,
of the
hold
autistic
on.
community
She
and stuff like
did.
that.
So this is the thing. She
Right,
did
okay,
consult
yeah.
with members of the autistic community.
Played it to them before she released it.
And there's also like,
What?
yeah. And I'm telling you,
here.
because the American Society
This
of
just N. Yeah.
the American Society of Autism or something like this.
They're probably there counting their money, going, "What? Oh, yeah, sure."
She did great. The American Society of Autism or someone like this, and I'll find the thing and we can post it up afterwards, as we said. They have turned around and said, "Will you fucking leave this woman alone?"
Wow.
Like you haven't. It's the Society for Restraint, I believe, or Society for. There's basically a group or a society association against restraint in the autism community. They're up in arms, but like, so I'm not saying. There's a woman who's good friends with my mum.
Yeah.
They do work together. They do college work together here in the house, and she was up here. So she's got a 22-year-old. She got a son who's non-verbal autistic in his 20s, and like, I mean, that's a tough gig.
Man, I got two
tough
cousins,
gig, and
two
I was
cousins,
asking her.
man, yeah.
I was just saying, look, Lisa, I hope you don't mind me asking, but we're talking about this thing, and have you heard any controversy about this woman Sia? And she's like, oh, I love Sia. And I was like, oh, right, but have you heard about this movie she's made called Music? She's like, no. I was like, yeah, she's made this movie and she's getting lamped out of it for multiple reasons based around an autistic character, etc., etc. And I just briefly, I didn't want to be like, you know, because this is her life, you know. So I just briefly was like, what would you think of the idea of like them not casting? And she was there going, well, I don't think it's realistic. You know what I mean? And now they could have got someone on the spectrum, a more high functioning autistic, all right. But again, we don't know if that actor is out there. And like, see, here's the other thing, it's just like going, I don't know, it's hard, it's Hollywood, it's acting, it's make-believe. And if they decide that you're not right for the job, you're not right for the job. That's the way it's always been. Because there are so many fickle parameters, they can just go, that test didn't work for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know? Yeah.
And I just, to be called that ableism, I think is actually a total crock of shit.
I think, man, I go back to my guns on this one, that I think these films or these things in general are judged on their merit, or if what you say is true, their perceived merit, right? In other words, some people have either seen this thing or seen the trailer, decided it was crap, right? Generated this thing. Now it's been taken up by a lot of people who, like, say, probably haven't seen it. But the point is, for example, like, do you remember the shitstorm over Cats? Do you remember that?
Well, I didn't really, because
I never went to see it or nothing, but people went crazy about how terrible it was. Now, the producers of that film, well, they probably lost a load of money, can thank their lucky fucking stars that Cats don't have a bigger advocacy group with a bigger, presence on Twitter. Can you imagine 1,000 years from now, right? I don't mean to sound flippant on it, but imagine 1,000 years from now, cats are living among us or whatever, and they're like, they like that. If you try to watch that on Netflix, they'll be warning saying this film contains images of human beings betraying cats. Well, Netflix in no way supports this or whatever. This is from a time when humans thought it was okay to play. Now, I don't mean to.
They were so uneducated back then.
But I'm trying to. I mean, I genuinely believe we could live in. I'm not crazy. I believe we could live in a future where cats live among us. That's for another issue. But can you imagine if people hate something, man, they will tear it to pieces. If it's bad, if something is good, I think you can get away with anything. I still hold that to be the
now I
case.
more understand what you're saying. But then what about this then? So you think, because she got a load of flack, I mean, this ableist stuff came up before the movie was even made or finished, right?
Yeah.
And now what I've noticed is I've read a lot of reviews of the movie, and I just can't help but feel it's just like going, the vicious cycle of it all is like, you can't give that movie a good review.
Yeah.
You have to pan that movie or you're an ableist.
Like so many things, it's become politicized or whatever.
Yeah, but and it's all like so many other things. It's just like, I can't help but feel like it's just fucking bored retards sitting around getting enraged or, you know.
A huge element of it, man. That is a huge element of it. But it's never, like, it's never ever one thing. There are different elements to it. And I think...
But, like, you know, how come this is... I just don't get it. Like, it's just like what's eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah.
My Left Foot. These are they bad things now?
No, but My Left Foot is a classic. It's a masterpiece. Nobody's going near that. I mean,
No,
people what?
Just because it's retrospective, but that's ableist. It would still.
They would
fall
still.
under the
They would.
ableist.
They
Well,
would
of course
call
they
it
would. If they're
ableist.
saying that to hire an able-bodied person in the role is ableist,
Yeah.
then I'm just going, what? It's just like, but that's where I just fall down. I'm just going, you know, there's no, like, this is movies,
Yeah.
acting,
Yeah.
fake. It's fake.
but even-
that's the whole point of it.
Even My Left Foot, you could say that's ableist, but no one, that's again. I
wouldn't
believe
get
in the
made.
plurality. I believe in the plurality or whatever. It's almost like people won't hound it. They won't go after it because they know they won't have the same success with something that's good.
Well, But
Do you know what I mean?
It's like sexism in the 50s movies and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
you.
kind of like
It's kind of.
so far back.
So, yeah, exactly. It's a little salt water in the martini. You're kind of like, nah, whatever.
But I mean, you mightn't be able to watch My Left Foot then in another while. Unless you have it on VHS, it's gone.
I'm saying,
That's
I'm saying you could. I firmly believe you could make My Left Foot, and people would shout about it. But if it would have to be fucking impeccable.
It is impeccable.
You would have to nail that. No, I'm
It is
saying
impeccable.
It is. But I'm saying you could make if you made it today. Do you know what I mean?
I just
You
don't
would
think.
have
I
to
just.
nail
I
it.
don't think it's happening. I don't know. I just don't want, like, because again, it's just like going. If I appreciate that on some level, am I an ableist? You know, because in fact,
yeah.
I seen again the classic, and this is how people seem to want to communicate these days. If you like it, get the fuck off my page.
I saw that you threw those screenshots in and made me realize I'm so glad. Every time you send something that's from Twitter, I'm just like so glad that I'm not on Twitter.
I'd be thrown off Twitter.
Because
In a heartbeat.
all I just feel like is going all these different. First of all, he's like, yeah, get off my page. Don't even try to
just
be my
feel like
friend.
going-
I'm not on your page and I don't want to be your friend.
getting
I'm
screenshots
like,
sent to
slow
you.
down, slow down.
I just feel
buddy.
like going, you fucking entitled little sap. Would you wake up and smell the coffee? You know, fucking kids are getting blown up all over the world. Like all the stuff we've talked
But
about
that's
so many times.
which
It's like,
somebody
no, fuck
probably
this.
is saying to him. Yeah.
They're
you
not.
just can't
They're
get
not.
involved, man.
They're
You
not. They're just
don't
going,
go near
yeah,
it.
good on you, John. You stand up for what?
Yeah, it's crazy. It is
Fuck
crazy.
off. So, but I tell you,
It is insane.
we're getting, and because one thing that sort of falls into this thing that I've not, because you sent me the thing about a poo from The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
And you sent me Dr. Hibbert, but a poo that, because funny enough, I was watching, after you sent that, an article came up, an interview with Matt Groening saying that, yeah, they've totally cast, Harry Shearer will no longer do the voice for Dr. Hibbert, such and such a, I can't remember his name, black actor is going to, Fox will not allow any overlap of race when it comes to voicing now. That's the
Yeah.
new thing. If you're black,
Yeah.
you get voiced by a black person,
Yeah.
and vice versa. Which I'm sort of going, I don't give a fuck, I suppose, because it's voice acting.
Yeah.
It's a bit different, but at the same time, I'm going, it's voice acting. Like Matt Groening says, he didn't see a problem with the way they were doing things. Probably because he's not racist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, get in here, give us a read. You were great, love it.
Yeah.
And another point he makes is that in The Simpsons, they've only got a handful of people
Doing everything.
doing
yeah.
everything. And so here's a question for you. Does Bart Simpson have to stop getting voiced by a woman?
By a Scientologist.
Is she a Scientologist?
She is, yeah, big time. Yeah.
Nancy Weaver.
That's her. Yeah.
Dope. But like you know what I mean?
No, but there
I'm
is-
gonna drop a fucking truth bomb on you right now, Len.
Yeah. Hit it. Logic bomb.
Some of the top female athletes in the world today were born men. They're transgender females.
Right, yeah.
And for me, it's all starting to smack a little bit because I'm there going, is that not a little bit of the same?
Well, it's all sort of
Because I
depends
tell you
on,
what, and I'm not
how
getting
you
into it,
define-
people can be whatever they want from a sexual orientation,
much love to you.
gender perspective. I don't give a fuck. It's all
Yeah.
right. Now, I'm not the best. I'm 36 years of age, born in the 80s, grown up in the 90s. The first time I ever met someone who insisted that I refer to them as they, I was a bit like... But, you know, I'm trying my best here. I'm getting better at it. Yeah. But the trans athlete thing is something that I find hard getting my fucking head around. And I'm sort of going, is that not the same? Is that not the same? Because, you know, men are born with higher bone density, larger lungs, larger hearts.
We're not meant to support, we don't have to support another life form, man. Do you know what I mean?
No, hold on. What are you talking about?
As in that's the...
From a physiological point of view, men have bigger hearts. We have bigger lungs. We have higher bone density. We are more built to be athletes.
So we're built to,
Like you want to tell me here...
chase tapirs over long distances and stuff, and we're basically our bodies aren't.
But it's not even like that. It's not like an evolutionary. Physiologically, we're different.
Well, yeah, that is the evolutionary thing. Yeah, I'm saying.
Well,
that's
I mean,
that's why men's bodies are the way they are, and women's bodies are literally designed.
Well, even at that, I was just like, it is what it is. Like, you know, you've got a bigger, you can have better cardio as a man.
Yeah.
You are physically stronger as a man.
Well,
but hold on. What?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Just bolstering what you're saying.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
by saying that if you're a biological woman, your body is born or is designed to support another life form. As I was saying to someone, it's like having a race where you have, this is not bad now, but where you have like a Maserati against a people carrier, right? Like obviously the Maserati is designed to be faster, but then if you need to take the kids to school, you can't bring them in the yeah. What, you're gonna put them in the boot? No, you gotta get them in the people carrier. They're designed for two different things. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Now I understand. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to be hot-headed.
Spoiling for a fight.
Well, here, look at Laurel Hubbard, the leading weightlift champion.
Yeah.
That's a fucking dude, man. I'm not getting... Sorry, I can't say that, obviously. That's a transgender woman. But, this woman... You know, in weightlifting, usually the champion is the champion by, like, a couple of pounds.
Yeah, she's well...
40 pounds!
40 pounds.
40 fucking pounds. I'm not talking about weight of her, but what she lifts.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going, you want to talk about... You know what I mean? Dr. Hibbert being voiced by a white dude for 20 fucking years.
What it is
and here's CC Tefler. Look at CC Tefler.
Yeah.
She's smashing it. And like I don't have a problem with CC Tefler in general wants to be a sport, but I mean if you want to then be born a man, have all the physiological advantages of being born a man, and enter into women's sports and fucking trounce them, then you don't really have the shot. You've nothing to, for me, you don't have a leg to stand on. You can cast whoever the fuck you want in that movie. So they're casting whoever they want in women's athletics. What are you talking about? Honestly, man, come on. What would you do if you had an 18-year-old daughter she's trained her whole life to be... And Hannah Mounsey walks on the field. Hannah Mounsey is an Australian national squad handball player. Hannah would punch the fucking head off the three of us together. Like, come on, man. Look at the fucking jaw on Hannah.
Okay, yeah.
I know you've gone into... actor defense here. I can sense it.
No, man.
You're sitting on the fence because you want to play it safe with your Hollywood career. What?
He's playing balance.
It's such a...
I'm sorry, I've gotten aggressive all of a sudden.
You fucking piece of shit. You're sitting there.
I'm on fucking... That's because I'm on hormone therapy.
No, it is but is it the hormone? It becomes about how we define or how you break apart the sport. So is it if we've redefined, and that's a great thing. I think in society we've redefined what it means to be a man or a woman.
Sorry.
We've got a much more open attitude towards gender, and I think that's more inclusive, and it's great for everybody. But it means then when it comes to the sport, you need to have a look at that. I mean, does that mean you're gonna have, should we say uterine and non-uterine as the distinction instead of?
No, I think it should be
male and female.
I think it should be male, female, trans.
They should have their own Olympics. God, yeah. But then, is that like, should they have their own bathroom? Is that like... It's
not like that. It's just practically speaking. Like, there was a man... and I don't mean to offend anyone. There was a transgender female MMA fighter beat the shit out of 2 women in America before they even knew she was born a man. And you know what they did then? They put her up against the toughest bitch they could find, and she kicked the fucking head off her. That happened. Sorry, do we have to cut that bit, do we?
No, man, it's kind of a. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest here.
Be honest.
In a way, I don't feel strongly about the issue because trans men aren't going to fucking take over the male sport, are they?
Well, there's a guy here. Let's have a look. This is the only one I could find. See, I like to do a little bit of research. It's not just all me and my own
good man.
bigoted ideas. Here's Mac Beggs. Mac Beggs is a tough-looking Bjor. Man,
Yeah.
they make Mac scrap women.
Really?
Yes.
Even though he's
Yes.
Okay, that's a funny double
There
standard.
you go.
That's a
Mac
funny
Beggs
double
is an
standard.
American wrestling champion. They make that motherfucker fight women because of a birth assignment. So
Whoa.
they make the woman who's turned man fight women, but they let the men who've turned women fight women?
You just tied my brain in a knot there. I'm like, what?
True
What?
bombs getting dropped up in this motherfucker. Anyway, do you know what else I'd like to say about the Sia thing before we move on? Is that at the same time, you're an artist, love, and you're sometimes, and now we might think that the way this is being panned is not necessarily fair or not really progressive or whatever, but the fact of the matter is if when you put art out there, you have to be willing to deal with the fact that people are going to turn around potentially and tell you it's shite.
Yeah.
So, you're in the game, play the game. So,
Yeah, I was just going to say, I still hold to the thing that, like, Cats was so bad, people felt insulted by it. I think this film is potentially so bad that a specific group of people about whom it was made feel personally insulted by it. That's the difference.
well, I think maybe some of them do and some of them don't. There are instances of people writing, autistic kids writing Sia letters. And I'll tell you this much. I found a couple of instances of people with autism criticising the movie. They were obviously, from the narrative, from what they had written, extremely high-functioning autistic people.
Do you know what, actually?
And it's just like, you're not giving us anything to shoot for. It's just like, you want to be an actor?
You know
Go out and
what?
be a fucking actor.
Maybe it's
autistic
actually-
or not. Go. Because I tell you one thing we said, would an autistic person be able... I wouldn't be able for the demands of acting. And that's not to say that, so therefore an autistic person certainly couldn't, but it's not like that. It's just like, you don't know. You want to be an actor? Go and be a fucking actor. Yeah. Go to auditions. Go to college. Go and fucking work a part-time job while you try and put yourself... Do what you do. Do what every fucking actor out there does. Don't just wait for a non-autistic person to be cast in a film and go, well, why didn't you cast me? Are you an actor,
what?
bitch?
You know, man,
How many auditions have you done?
maybe
Did you audition for this movie?
But maybe it's okay, sitting on the couch. But maybe it's the narrative thing as well. Like, so the film seems to be, from what I gather, the story of an able person. Did you say an able person?
Yeah, I'm
Abled
sorry,
or
because even
whatever?
that, I don't know what the correct language, and in any way, if we've...
Neurotypical person.
Neurotypical person.
We found it. Neurotypical. Put that
We're not getting cancelled
chalk it up.
today, y'all. Well, Len's definitely not, anyway. I might be.
I'm going to cancel you. I'm going to get a Twitter account. Neurotypical person saving, in air quotes, a neurodivergent person. What about if the story was different? What if it was a neurodivergent person who saves the fucking world?
Well, hold on.
However, okay,
that's not what's actually happening. The neurotypical person is being saved.
That's what the neurotypical person is being saved.
Yeah, they're the fuck up, really. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
it's like,
but is
you
it...
know,
is
and
it
that's
that...
my point I made about all those movies I listed off. They're not about necessarily people with disabilities, but they're about a sort of selfish, inverted, like, character learning to grow through their newfound love for someone. When you make a fucking movie, stand over it. If someone wants to tell you you're an asshole for making it, be an asshole.
Yeah.
Have the balls to stand over your art.
In it, yeah, fair play, yeah. Well, I live or die by it. Like, you know, if it's bad, you deserve to get fucked anyway. You're just gonna get fucked
whatever
now
happened to that, like,
with a bit
that's what
more of a.
That's my problem
really
with
harsh.
the world. It's like, if something's shit, it's shit. Yeah. And just say it's shit. And your man, next time he tries to get a gig directing a film, it's just like, your last film was shit, mate. Meh. Like any other sort of job thing. If it's shit and you don't like it, don't watch it. And if it's really shit, universally shit, no one will watch it. And the person who made it and the people involved with it will be unsuccessful. And that's it. That's the world we used to live in. How come it has to be this fucking volley of diatribes followed by deplatform, cancel, ban, censor, effectively.
In a way, man, a lot of that is to do with shouting. It's just a lot more shouting. Like, people still, vote with their money or whatever, like they say, and that's what decides what gets made and all this. Although the studios now, a lot of the big ones do seem to be kowtowing to fans, not only on things like
Not
this,
because
but
they agree with what the fans are saying, because they're afraid of not making enough money.
Exactly.
Anyway,
that's what decides the
see
decisions.
ya.
However, see ya. I will say.
1 minute you're hot, next minute you're not, bitch.
That's
not fair, because I liked to see her, I thought.
On the
Rob likes her, I know you like her.
But on the
I think for them 50-year-olds.
like their bangs, I do. But I like the.
Wait till you get to my age, you don't.
But on the other.
You don't. I was talking to a young chef. I've worked in a place before that had a mother and daughter team. Like, they both worked on the floor, the mother and the daughter.
Yeah.
The daughter was really beautiful. And I remember saying to one of the young lads, it was in the kitchen, I was like, would you not try and crack onto that beauty there? And he was like, no, I want to be with her ma. And I was just like, see, that's going to flip. I'm 36 years of age, I want to fuck the daughter, and you want to fuck the mother. When you get to my age, that becomes inverted. Milfs are out, daughters are in.
Exactly. You want a little bit of their maturity, and then when it flips around, you want a little bit of their youth. That's kind of, I guess, the idea. Yeah. But
so.
Sorry.
Now you have something there that you keep trying to get off your chest, and I keep interrupting. I'm sorry.
This fucking thing I need to get off my chest, but this keeps jumping off. But just on the like, that's one of the really horrible sides to social media, I would say, and the power of that kind of mass organization. But there are obviously, there are good things they do as well. I know we mentioned the R. Kelly thing. People talk about the Black Lives Matter movement and how integral that was. Twitter and TikTok were to its organization. And you know what else? Fucking, it's pretty old news now. Dave Chappelle got paid for the Chappelle Show, man. That happened. He came out and he did this 20-minute piece. It wasn't even comedy, really. It was just in a club, I think near his hometown, and talking about how he got robbed.
I remember that.
And that it was going, basically because it was going up on Netflix, right?
That's right, yeah.
And he never got, he didn't make any money out of the deal or whatever. He was never getting, they were the guys who were, the classic 50 million they offered him, and he walked away because he felt like he was losing control of, his creativity, his life and his name and everything.
You gotta give props to Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle, the greatest man to ever touch a microphone, the greatest who ever lived, right? And he got fucking paid, man, because he came out and he did this thing. He said, please don't watch this show when it comes out on Netflix. And it worked. He got 25 million, man. Comedy Central had to pay him 25 million. And he said, and thanks to you people, I can now finally say to Comedy Central, it's a pleasure doing business. Well, and fucking Donnell Rawlins is there going, I'm rich, biatch! Oh, man, you should watch it. It's called Redemption Song.
Okay,
it's the clip on YouTube. So fucking...
I will watch that. But what about this then? You keep going down the road we're going down with the movies and, not being able to cast this, not being able to say that. There'll be no such thing as Dave Chappelle in 20 years' time.
Yeah, as the Chappelle Show.
There'll be no such thing as... we're killing those characters. We're killing the freedom to say what the fuck you want and deal with the conversation afterwards. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, Dave Chappelle won't exist in 20 years.
I'm saying, though, I guess...
We're full steam towards this fucking sterile nanny culture where everyone's on therapy and you're not allowed to fucking say anything.
I think, in a way, that certainly from their point of view, what they want when they go seeking this stuff, the what would you call it, like the identity, people who make these arguments, is not a world where an able or a neurodivergent or a neurotypical person can never play a neurodivergent character. They want to live in a world where a neurodivergent actor is as hireable as a neurotypical, and in that world. But there's no problem with it.
Let's just be real about that. Let's just be real about that.
Yeah.
That's not realistic. That's not realistic in any other fucking industry across the board. You can't get a neurodivergent person to be a fucking airplane pilot.
Well, is that even a high functioning neurodivergent?
Sorry, I don't know.
Person, that's
I would assume that you can't, alright?
Forget about that, right? What I mean is, maybe it's like a bad...
Like, are you going to get a guy with cerebral palsy to be, to be a butcher?
It's like, what's the argument that acting. I thought.
But you're
Yeah, no,
but
exactly.
usually-
What about you as a writer? Do you think you've written a book about a
Yeah.
non-binary black woman? Do you think you have any right to do that?
You know what? And since this whole thing,
And you're straight and white.
exactly,
patronising to them.
I've thought really long and hard about it, and you know
Is
what?
that true?
That's true.
Yeah, totally true. Totally true.
Maybe good because that gives a lot of the book away.
Well, maybe it does. Yeah. Well, you said
I'll write down again.
you said non-binary. That's pretty wide. It's pretty
That's
wide open.
so fucking interesting. There's no fucking way we're editing it out.
No, yeah.
fucking way are we?
No, and you know what?
I should say spoiler.
I have thought
Spoiler,
really
if
long
you
and
haven't
hard about
read
this.
Glenn's book here,
But
yeah, spoiler.
My thing. I mean, there's different things. First of all,
Really good.
I'm not saying it's not, but I just...
the literary
what you
world
just
is
said
it.
there, is that not patronising? Are you entitled to write that book?
See, this is the thing. I am not. I'm not. I don't have.
It's fucking art. It's
I
books.
don't have the right.
Anyone's entitled to write whatever the fuck they want. You don't
Yeah.
want to read it. Don't fucking read it.
Yeah, but as well as that, if it's
And guess what?
Yeah.
I'm not reading your book because I'm totally appalled at the fact that you have a fucking non-binary black person. You're a disgusting
begins
white.
now.
You're a straight white male European. Like you're as privileged as they come.
Yeah. But I have no.
Imagine living in that world, though, Liam.
But-
Where you had to have that fucking conversation with yourself before you put pen to paper.
But also, the literary world is a different story because
Because I'm a writer, and I write what I wish.
It's not the same rules of representation. There's a guy, who's your man, that Irish poet. There's an amazing spoken word piece called The Reading Class, and it's about how books. Because what is a book? If you were, female writer back in the day, you just had to use your initials on your second name instead of your original name, and no one knew you were a woman. Alexander Dumas was able to become the best-selling author in
black man.
Europe. He was a black man.
Yeah, that's so interesting about Alexander Dumas, sorry.
But there's so many huge things like that. What's your one's name? Trans author from the 70s or whatever. You're just a name on a book. Do you know what I mean? You can even change your name. It's not the same
Well, that's not
thing
true
as
because
a film.
that's not true
or
because
as
a woman
whatever.
recently has been fucking lamped out of it, and maybe she deserves it actually. But she's written a book about a Latin woman who comes to America, and she's not Latinx. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a representation thing.
Similarly to that.
It's a representation thing, and I will say as well, for example, the character in my book, that's part of her identity, but it isn't. I'm not trying to depict the struggles of. You know what I mean? You know, that kind of way of that person. It's a different thing, I think, as well, to have that
You don't
character.
have to justify yourself to
and
me.
then to,
You write whatever the fuck you want, man.
but don't be fucking coming at me and then going,
I wasn't coming at you. I just thought it was interesting.
I'm trying to give you the reasons why I hope it's okay, but I honestly I don't know. I this is just the story, but this is the thing, and I will say this, right? My attitude towards storytelling is I take all of the responsibility and none of the credit, because I don't think I know this sounds like it's the pretentious thing everybody says, but I think the thing is waiting. It's waiting to be discovered. It's either out there, it's in your brain, whatever the fuck you believe. I don't have control over it, okay? But I take full responsibility for putting it out there. So if I'm a sinner, if I deserve to die, so what? I'm just a person.
Petition's at 2.
Yeah. and we only
we're
needed
going
2.
for 3.
So, yeah, we're going for 3. All right, I'll sign
Yeah.
it. I'll sign it.
You're cancelled.
If it'll help.
Okay, well, look, talking about sort of that cancelling thing, Rob sent me a video last week. Chris D'Elia has crawled out from whatever rock he was hiding under and released a sort of, what's the word you'd call? An apology video, whatever it is.
On Snapchat.
So, like, here's the thing about Chris D'Elia. I never really liked Chris D'Elia. Like, I didn't dislike
He's
him.
not
but
funny.
He's not funny
in any way whatsoever.
So this is the thing. He's just got more of a sort of laddie vibe or something. Like, I can understand. He's got a sort of a soft face, which I think people like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's got a sort of face you can sort of warm to a little bit.
No. He's classic. It's just lame. It's just
Totally.
it's all personality and not in the
That's
good
sort
way.
of what I
you know
mean. It's all pizzazz and fluff.
I have a big thing
Not very
about
much
comedians
substance.
who are likable but not funny. Do you know
So that's
what
what I
mean?
think. That's what like, Chris D'Elia has that sort of likable, not funny, for me, thing about
Yeah.
him.
Well, I would say even like your man, who's your man on the Daily Show, Trevor Noah. I think he's funny.
Trevor Noah.
I think he's
Really
funny,
funny.
but he's just
I know, I
slightly.
think-
more likable than
You
he
don't
is
think he's
funny.
funny? Oh, I heard him say. I've heard him do a couple of good bits.
See, that's what
I've heard him do a couple
can
of
be
good
funny.
bits, and I'll try and find one for you. There's a really good bit out
But-
there, Trevor
but
Noah.
I'm-
What I like about Trevor Noah is really clever.
He is. He's very, very clever. Very, very clever. But I'm saying, I feel like his appeal is 49% funny and 51% likability. Like, he's just that little bit, it's just that is what's just
But you can
edging
bring
it,
him
and I
home to your
find that
mum.
annoying. Exactly. Yeah.
So Crystalia is obviously not like that. But
Whereas you watch, I mean, I fucking still watch. I guess I still watch. I'm saying Crystalia, I don't give a shit about. But
Exactly.
I think about Louis C.K. all the time.
you see,
I'm
I don't like Louis C.K.
Really?
Yeah, no.
I-
No, he doesn't do it for me. I just think it's like a guy.
I think he's
Anyway, we won't go too far down the rabbit hole of what comedians we like and dislike. But the
Sorry,
thing about
Jesus,
Chris
yeah.
D'Elia, that's only for apologies.
Christ.
We're all
What's
right.
happening to me?
Thing about Chris D'Elia, obviously Chris D'Elia got fell by the wayside like 9 months ago because he was sending. So what he was accused of, and actually he was accused of sexual impropriety. So he was being sexually inappropriate. So I didn't really pay too much attention to it at the time. Obviously, motherfuckers washed their hands of him. But I didn't really know.
What is that? So he was accused of, so there was no legal thing, first of all.
No.
It never got there.
No, because he didn't touch them or anything. Didn't have physical contact. Didn't even meet these girls. So basically, the way I thought what had transpired was that he'd been sending like sleazy messages or sexually forward messages, like, do you want to meet up and have sex, basically, to girls in their 20s, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds.
Okay.
And I mean,
Was
so
that-
this is what I thought. So, and then I watched the little thing, and I was like, oh, right, maybe that's fair enough what he's saying there. And then, because he's saying he actually didn't do anything, and I was in my head, I thought he was just texting like 22, 23-year-olds, and he's in his late 30s. I'm like, oh, fuck it, I can live with that. So then, that's not...
I'd heard as well that he or someone near him or something claimed that any time he discovered he was texting someone who was like 17 or whatever, he just said bye.
There's definitely
Exit.
two, and we've seen it.
I'm just saying that's
two
something
instances
somebody
where
said,
he was just
yeah,
like, oh shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
Right.
But
now, what I will say is that it was the case. Not two of the out of the accusations leveled towards him, and like Chris D'Elia seems like he's probably a bit of a creep, probably bang your wife, that sort of thing, sex addict, fucking insecure human being, like us all. But as it turns out, that's not the case. One of the chicks was 17 and one of them was 18. Now, I'm pretty sure with the 17-year-old, when she said I'm 17, he was gone. So it turns out that one of them was like 17, one of them was 18. And look, I'm not really getting into the this, that, and the other. But just I found a couple of parts of what he said interesting. Like in the case of the two 23-year-old mots, struck out. That struck out. I don't care. Chris, you want to go and have sex with a 23-year-old woman? Go right ahead, mate. Do it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That struck out. They're in their 20s. Game over. It's fair ball. I don't, you know what I mean?
Is that all he's accused of? That's all he just messaged them
Yeah, just saying you want to meet up and have sex.
and have sex.
So one thing that I found interesting was that he said that he didn't see a problem with it. And then he discussed it with a friend, and his friend was saying that he was taking advantage of the power balance dynamic. And I was just like, and he sort of says this, but then he doesn't. He's like, but that's not right. The pussy is power, man. Like, I don't have the power, Shirley. Do I? I don't feel like I have the power. I feel like as soon as a woman says she doesn't want to have sex with me, I'm powerless. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't have a vagina. I've got a dick like millions of other men. All we do is go around and try to get it wet. The woman with the vagina has the power now? Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's an interesting way of thinking about it, man. Yeah.
Well, tell me this, man. How much sex are you having at the moment, Len?
Nothing.
Who's in control of that, Len? Are you in control of that? Or are the vaginas in control
Well, it
of
feels
that?
like the government is in control of it right now.
Why? Because of lockdown? You can't get yourself a lockdown piece?
I don't even know if I want a lockdown piece.
All
man.
right, listen.
I don't know if
Len,
I don't know if
Len,
I'm ever gonna have sex
Len,
again. I'll be honest.
The reason
with
you're not having sex with women has nothing to do with the government. All right?
Yeah.
Let's be real here, no?
Yeah. No, man.
Okay, sorry.
you know what? You're absolutely right, man.
Juju there. If you want to go out and get
Pussy-
sex, I'm sure you could.
Pussy and papers, poetry, power, and pistols, right? Platinum murder, motherfuckers, till they get you. But I feel like there's a spectrum of things.
I don't. Yeah.
There's a spectrum, and on one end is you know, the most horrible violation you can make against another human being, rape, right?
Yes,
And
which,
on
as
the-
we've discussed before, is perpetrated 9.9 times out of 10 by men.
By
I
men,
get that,
absolutely, right.
understood.
And on the other is, man, I don't even know, like, what the other end of the scale is. That where you know, is that like, are you there's a kind of mid zone of creepy behavior is what I'm trying to
Totally,
say.
but let me put it to you this way. You know that the most successful lads I know, and I say successful maybe is the wrong word to use, but the guys who get the most attention from women are the most overtly sexual.
Right, okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the guys who just say it, and you're going, fuck man, I never say that. They get the bitches.
Do you know, man, there's a dude
They get the women.
There's a dude called Robert Sapolsky. He's like an evolutionary biologist, right? He does these series of lectures on YouTube. Stanford, just look up Robert Sapolsky. They're amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's literally just him filmed in the classroom doing whatever. But anyway, he talks about, I was only seeing this a couple of weeks ago. He talks about all animals, all mating creatures in the world have there's two different types. There's pair bonding, right? Which is where, exactly like you're saying, where it's with female selection. Females select males who are caring, look like they could look after kids, are nurturing, you know,
Are not
good
dickheads.
at going out and getting food, because they are gonna either bond or mate or bond even not for life necessarily, but for long periods.
Yeah.
And they're gonna basically raise whatever a year or two
stability
it
to
takes
it.
to raise the kids, right? They're pair bonding, and the other one is tournament. Style, I always think in my head, it's definitely not style. It's definitely called something more scientific than tournament style. But that's basically where females select for the male who's the biggest and the fucking strongest. Two stag beetles meet up. They just fucking meld it
alpha
out of
the
each other.
shit out of each
Meld
other.
it out of each other. And then fuck off. And the loser fucks off. She rides the big one and he fucks off. So no child rearing, no nothing. Pure
it's just
sex, right? Shagagagum.
Skadoosh.
Snoo snoo. Right? And the question
Snoo,
is,
snoo.
as he says himself, the question, so pair bonding, that's like mole rats and swans and shit. Tournament styles like stag beetles and other shit. And he's saying, I know what the question you're all asking is, where are humans on this scale? And the answer is
Everywhere.
everywhere. Bit of both.
Bit about. And I said this to you before, men are insecure and we want to give the dart where we can, but at the same time it's some sort of like thing we want to feel connected as well.
I'm saying there's two human beings actually open themselves up to both
But
avenues of attraction. They open themselves up to that, well, I'm going to love you and we're going to stay together forever, and that fucking, let's fuck each other and never see
Because
each other
all the parameters change,
We've
even
got
on a
both.
daily basis.
We've
The
got
person's
both.
perspective, the person's truths, all of that stuff changes. And I like, okay, one of the things Chris D'Elia says, like, he would arrive, you're a stand-up comedian, you're lame, you're a stand-up comedian, you're really successful, you arrive in Dublin, and you have 50 DMs in your Instagram saying, yo, what's happening? Yeah. So hold on a minute. He doesn't have any power in that situation. Oh, well, I suppose he does. But surely then, like, at what point do you go, why did you DM them, man?
Right, I do initially.
Why'd you DM? When you knew he was coming to town to do a show for one night, what'd you send him a message for?
Yeah.
To get fucked.
Yeah, but I guess...
To have sex with Chris D'Elia.
Is there a game you're kind of supposed to... You're not
Okay,
supposed to
let me
come
ask you a
right
question.
out and
If
go...
you're that guy, why am I meant to supposed to come right out and say it? If I'm trying to get myself out of the weeds, I got 3 hours after a show to get laid, that's actually probably where I would go to. Listen, I'm not going to be your boyfriend, baby girl. You want to hang out for a night, have some fun, I'm down. Yeah. That's where I would be. I'm being honest with you. Who would you be in that situation? Hey, what's your favourite colour? Like, you know what? Let's talk about our feelings and emotions. No. Let's have sex. Enjoy it.
Yeah, is that it? Is it just...
Would you... Okay, say you're come rocking into town.
Is it just a social taboo that he broke by being too kind of...
Do you know what I find happens in a lot of these situations, or I think what's happening in a lot of these situations, is women are all just like, oh my God, that's shocking that he would want to fuck or whatever. And all the men are just like, yeah, I can't believe it. You know what I mean? Are you, like, you know, because another thing I think is like, all men want to fuck everything. Want to, or think about it. But the difference is whether they do or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just don't think, and I'm being totally honest, if I was a successful comedian, I rocked into town, I had 50 DMs in my thing, I'd be trying to find a girl to have sex with.
Yeah.
That's what I think I'd be doing. Yeah. Casual, one night sex.
You know what?
And he says he felt lucky, he thought he was lucky, and I was just like, oh, that's what loads of lads would think. But having said that,
big film producer's son and stuff. He's like,
this is what I was going to say to you. Chris D'Elia's worth $20 million.
Yeah.
And he made fuck all of that from being a comedian.
Being talented, yeah, exactly.
No, 100%.
Let me just float this idea.
Float away.
What if, you know, I reckon if a woman becomes president of the United States, that probably becomes okay again.
What?
I mean, that in other words, the spectrum would tighten back to things that are actually
okay. That's a valid
violating.
point. So you
know
think
what I mean?
if we could actually show some real progressive way in which we're all at the table together from a male perspective, female perspective.
You close the gender pay gap suddenly.
So if you make all the real things, like all the real issues, not issues anymore, the smaller sort of mudslinging things won't be such a thing.
Yeah, because that'll just be a message between two equals. The power dynamics won't be the same.
Yeah, okay.
They won't be where they are at, you know.
Because I get it. I get where women are coming from. I understand where they're going. Well, that's gross, that guy's just interesting for. I'm just like, yeah, but there's a bit of that in every man, is what I'm trying to say. And so be careful, because you might find yourself just going hating all men by default, because there's a little bit of what you don't like in them.
Yeah.
I think, and like that, all people have, so you said there, we open ourselves up to both type of relationships. I think what the thing about human beings is we have the capacity to be everything. We have the capacity to be, and me and you individually, we have the capacity to be altruistic, compassionate, mean, abusive, you know, sexually devious, perverted. I believe I have the capacity to be all of those things.
Yeah.
But the righteous path I walk every day determines whether or not those things actually happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how I want to live my life, what my truth or my perspective is like of righteousness is.
Exactly. You're not responsible for your own feelings.
And
you're
I don't want to
responsible for
get
your actions. That's
exactly.
the thing.
And I don't want, you're not your thoughts. I don't want to get into a situation where I can't just go, come on, let's be real here. And actually, funny enough, having said all that about the Chris D'Elia things, like I'm not defending Chris D'Elia or anything. I just thought some of the things he said were interesting because I could relate to them in certain ways, and it's very important.
I think, just as a side note as well, man, is that exactly like you say, it's you choose your actions, right? And I think the devil is in the detail on these things. I haven't seen those actual text messages. I don't know if you have either.
I've seen a few of them, but it's just like going, I don't think he even's like going, do you want to eat my shit? Oh my God, someone told me to bring this up. Has anyone seen El Gringo, The Life and Times of John McAfee?
Oh no, I know this guy though.
Have you
I know
seen
him,
it?
man, John McAfee.
We won't talk about it. Go off and watch that. You want to see some crazy shit?
Yeah, man, he's insane. He came up with
You know,
antivirus software. It's like what, McAfee, that the most boring computer program in the
He
world.
managed to get it onto every
cowboy.
computer on planet Earth at one stage.
Huh, really?
He managed to get that program onto every computer on planet Earth.
The ultimate virus.
He used to shit through a hole in the hammock into women's mouth. No, he had women shit through a hole in the hammock into their
Jesus.
mouth, into his mouth. Like, this is the most fucked.
Do you know what? The hole in the hammock part is the worst there. Why a hole in the hammock, man?
Because
That's
he
so
gets them to
fucking
lie in the hammock and he
fucked
lies
up.
under it with his mouth agape.
Yeah.
And they just shit through the
Right
hole
into
into
it.
the thing.
Do you know what, man? I wish I had my innocence restored about or thinking about people eating shit, because I read there's this book.
I tasted my own shit one time.
On purpose, by accident? Really? Yeah.
Just to see.
Whoa. What age were we talking
Birds,
here?
everyone.
No, I was talking like I was about 16.
This
I
week
think.
is sponsored by...
I was about 16. And you know when sometimes you do a wipe and you get a chunk on your hand?
Oh,
And
man.
I just went, fuck it.
Oh,
Just to see.
So
I can't believe
I'm
it,
actually
bro.
still
I
got
can't
that
believe I
gag
said
reflex.
that. That's a fact. It tasted, oh my God, so disgusting. But, you know, people want to walk around saying, that tastes like shit. You haven't got it. You don't know what you're talking about, mate. You fucking blow in.
Stop people in the street. No, man, I'm not going in there. Tastes like shit. Hey,
So,
you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know a goddamn thing what you're talking about.
Let me ask you a question. Will Chris D'Elia come back? Will he be popular again? Do we care?
I think, like I was saying, he did the thing of. First of all, yeah, it's not a chargeable offense or whatever. And he did the thing of when the shit started raining down, he didn't just open his mouth and try to
Catch flies.
He ducked
went
his head
underground.
immediately underground. Same with the Louis C.K. thing.
I think that's the way you do it.
He just immediately came out and went, yeah, it's
That's
all
because there's a
true,
publicist
I'm
on the
very
phone just
sorry.
going to let it blow. Like, look at Brian Callen. I fucking hate Brian Callen. I would say that he probably raped someone back in the day.
Man, I've even there's podcasts where Whitney Cummings is. Were you showing me this?
Yeah.
Whitney Cummings is
takes his dick
talking
out
about
and
things he did, like in
Took
a
his
funny
dick out in
way.
the car and all.
And he says something like, don't hide your creepy like a psychopath. And it's like, don't hide your creepy. Why not just don't do it at all? What's wrong with
Don't be
you?
a rapist.
But yeah.
And I mean, talk about like not a funny person, and then it's funny then that he was the first person to fucking wash his hands of Chris D'Elia. And then that bit you in the ass, didn't you? There whatever. Brian Callen should be
And
just
who's the other
taken out
guy?
into the
He came back as a guest on it. I don't know if you
on the
saw
Fighter and the Kid.
Did
But even
he?
that, is that not like so awkward and unfunny that you're just like, yeah, do you want to come on as a guest where you've been replaced by two other guys and because we don't want you
Yeah,
around?
to be honest with you, man, it was pretty awkward and unfunny.
Shite.
Anyway,
Oh,
before.
stop. It's the worst.
Yeah.
I don't know how it got any notoriety. I don't
What,
know how
that-
people
that
like Theo
particular one
Don
was-
and Theo Vaughn and Joey Diaz. I don't know how they ever attached themselves to the Fighter and the Kid.
Because it's just a smoochy circle.
Smoochy Circle, that LA comedy scene.
Yeah.
So what time are we at?
1:15. I'm desperate for a piss.
He's desperate for a piss. Do you want to just go for one and
Yeah, we'll take a break. Yeah.
Watch me.
I'm in the fridge section, Robert. Lucky you always are.
Alright, you lily liberton scumbags. The last little thing we wanted to touch on for today, and I'm hoping that because you're an actor,
Oh yes,
um,
acting the bollocks.
so someone else so far this year,
Good night.
someone else this year in Hollywood has run afoul of being cancelled, and potentially this one is deserved. So it turns out Armie Hammer, you know Armie Hammer?
Jesus, I didn't
He's
hear
like
about
a
this. Yeah.
cannibalistic sex fiend.
Cannibalistic.
Have you heard this?
No.
So you know Armie Hammer.
Yeah, man.
So I was only watching one of my favourite
Star of
podcasts to
them.
watch, Tiger Belly with Bobby Lee and Kalila, and she referenced like if I was your accomplice in the Armie Hammer thing or something. I was like, what are they talking about? So I looked it up, and around January there, Armie Hammer, and for anyone who doesn't know, Armie Hammer plays the Winklevoss twins in The Social Network. He's the Lone Ranger, and he's a couple of
Call Me by Your Name. Yeah.
never seen it. But yeah,
Timothy
Call Me by Your
Chalamet.
Name. That was a big thing for him as well, I think, wasn't it? So he's an actor. He's a Hollywood actor, and lo and behold, this fucking story comes out that says, and do you know what it smacked a bit of? Do you remember the guy murdered? Remember the architect from Fox Rock murdered the woman? Graham Dwyer. There was a bang of Graham Dwyer off because it was that Is that his name? What?
Was that not Elaine
Jeez,
O'Hara?
well done, man. Yeah, good man. Elaine
Fucking
O'Hara,
hell.
yeah.
So Graham Dwyer was the architect from Fox Rock who had murdered this woman, and they even suspected that he could have murdered other women in the past. He definitely was into knife play. Wanted to bring a knife into into the bedroom. An ex of his had reported, you want to bring a knife in? It's just like, that's the antithesis of what I want to bring into the bed, mate. I want soft, rubber, fluffy things. I want fucking knives in my bed. I want to put stuff in me, in her.
That's
the knives are
even-
out.
Even so,
So,
horrible, yeah. I
it
remember
turned-
They asked, sorry, yeah, I was going to, they asked him in the trial, I remember why did he, or where did these urges come from, and he just said, I don't know. I don't know where or why. He just,
He's nutcase. Sociopath, psychopath, whatever it is you want to say. But he,
It's not a technical note. You couldn't have said that any lower.
yeah, I was going to say, don't be mumbling.
Jeez, I heard this.
Sorry, Did you kill her? It was almost like, yeah, because I keep thinking about killing people. And I don't know. You're not your thoughts, Len. You're not your thoughts, all right? It's okay to think about killing prostitutes. It's not okay to do it.
I don't know why. That's the only thing I remember from the case is this really dark moment where they like read out the text messages and they say, why did you want to do these things? And he just says, I was like,
So, Army Hammer, ex-mots of his have come out and said that he is into like that sort of kink. He said that he wanted to cut out a girl's rib and eat it, like one of his girlfriends.
American Psycho, literally American Psycho.
Literally American Psycho. Wait till you hear this though, right? Because I was thinking, that doesn't add up for me for some reason. Yeah. That doesn't add up. And so I Googled old Armand Hammer. He is the grandson of a fucking billionaire oil tycoon. His dad is a multi-millionaire businessman, inheritance, jobby, the whole thing. That's coming down the tracks for Armie Hammer. Oil tycoon inheritance. And that, for me, just made me go, oh, that sort of makes a little bit more sense, doesn't it? The rich billionaire oil baron is obviously a disconnected lunatic who wants to fucking eat people.
Grew up in fucking Eyes Wide Shut mansion.
Did you ever see The Game?
Grandfather no.
Oh man, did you ever see The Game with Sean Penn and Michael Douglas?
Oh yes, I have. Yeah.
There's something about that. You know when he grows up and he sees his mum kill herself and all in that.
Oh yeah.
And it's just got that bang of like Donald Trump, DuPont, the Jinx.
Robert DuPont.
Exactly that sort of thing. And the Jinx. Do you remember the Jinx?
Says here his ex-girlfriend said that he used to want to, like, if she had an open wound, he'd want to
suck the blood.
Suck the blood out of it.
I read that as well.
Man,
that's it. He's gone.
This one was Jesus. That's like, but it just goes to show you he's that good
Cancel
looking. It took something that strong to fucking
otherwise we would have let him be.
If he just eating all shit or whatever, that'd be fine.
I just thought when I heard that was one of the most bizarre. Like, here we go, a Hollywood A-lister. Really? Really? He's a Hollywood A-lister. And not like just really handsome, big, buff dude. Actually has some acting chops, it seems.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good as the Winklevosses or the Winklevi in The Social Network.
Yeah.
The Lone Ranger's obviously
a
piece of shit.
But he's in that Free Fire actually as well. Have you seen that? That's quite good. That's quite good. It's just a shootout.
It's quite good, isn't it?
In the warehouse. But yeah, it was good.
And so then.
But isn't that? Because I was going to say earlier when you were talking about.
I didn't write anything for this section of it because I just thought we'd spit
that is mad. That's crazy to hear. But I was saying about I was reading that book.
Fuck the maths.
Take it. You know what? See you in the fall.
I'm like Michelle Pfeiffer in.
Take your shoes off.
Pour
yourself a glass of wheatgrass juice, huh?
No one tore that movie down. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Bill Burr shits all over that film.
What is it called?
I
Shit.
can't remember.
And it's got the Coolio soundtrack.
What is it?
Spending most our lives living in gangsters.
Wasn't called
What the fuck is
Gangsters
the name of the
Paradise,
movie? I think fucking Lauren Hill's in it. Oh no. She is she? No, Lauren Hill is in Sister Act 2.
Dangerous Minds?
Dangerous Minds.
Yeah, no.
And was the soundtrack Gangster's Paradise? Yeah. And that was that thing. Do you remember in the 90s they used to do that thing, the 90s and noughties, where they would overlap music and movies? And like, so, you know, in the everything I do it for you. And there's fucking Brian, what's his name?
The Don.
Brian Adams going through Sherwood Forest fucking firing off bows and arrows.
Oh, shit.
You remember that was a big thing? And they don't do that anymore.
The Batman U2 one as well, isn't it?
That's crazy. Or like Jack White doing the James Bond one. He's in a video. That's
now the James Bond thing, because the James Bond thing is more. That's what they've been doing for a while anyway, and it's sort of more. I can't think of the word. It's more centered around the film. It's like an extension of the movie. Whereas these are, I'm talking about those classic pop overlaps almost between music and movie. The pop culture overlaps. Oh, what? Oh, fuck! What? Oh, I just keep thinking of Meatloaf. I don't wanna fall asleep 'cause I miss you, baby, and I don't wanna miss a thing. I don't wanna miss one smile. I don't wanna miss one kiss. I just wanna be with you, right here with you. Classic song. Just like this, I just wanna hold you. A space one. Armageddon.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Which came out at
you know the one space movie
in space.
of all the space movies.
Armageddon.
You know the movie that's set in space. Do I need to be any more fucking specific here? You know the space movie.
They got stars, movies. They walk out in slow mo.
Drilling, yeah.
There's rockets. So Armageddon, possibly one of the most ludicrous movies of all time.
Man, do you remember that? Do you remember
Fucking
that?
classic.
Do you remember that period in the mid 2000s though, where no pop song got to be made, particularly by I think it was pretty much only by a female singer, without them getting some guy to do it like a rap bar at the end. So you'd have, "You're my twinkle twinkle pop star, sugar plum, yeah yeah yeah, you my twinkle twinkle twinkle." They would just someone would have to just
What's
throw it.
love got to do with it?
I always thought, what was that one at that time that they didn't do it to? It was like, "I'm really missing your strawberry kissing. Yeah, girl, I'm missing your strawberry all night long." They should have fucking thrown that
What
shit
is
in.
that? Did you make that up? On the spot. Look how talented this guy is.
Come on, he's got it all. But do you remember that shit? I think Lily Allen tune, anything would be like, "That's a really great song, Lily. Now we're just gonna get either Common or like somebody else." Just
Like you remember Professor Green. Or
yeah,
Professor
and
Green.
they'd always be in the video at the end, like, "Yeah, we might hook up later."
It's sexually ambiguous.
Man, the 2000s are such a funny fucking era, man.
Well, I mean, I start to look at them now and go, gee, like, I don't know, I don't want to get into it. But even I
Time life
lament
was
the
simpler.
90s and the 90s. I wish I was rocking around in the 70s.
Yes,
That would've been
brother,
the crack.
fucking pound
That would've been
shit
the
right there.
crack.
Don't leave me hanging on
Sorry,
the
I didn't even
podcast.
see it.
Zoom in on Pound.
Yes. Pound. Repeat pound.
So, yeah, Armie Hammer, he's a
70s,
cannibal.
man, yeah.
Did you say he was drinking blood or something like this? Oh no, but did someone say they had found vials of blood in his house? And what did you say? He got his young lad to suck his toe?
I thought I saw a video of like his kids sucking his toe.
That's so
Oh my god, because he's in the Illuminati. His uncle, his granddad, his great granddad, or his granddad's a billionaire oil baron. He's in the Illuminati.
Yeah,
Of course, he's eating ribs of his girlfriend.
do you remember
he's probably
that-
eating orphans.
Dude, do you remember that? Or this is from a few years ago. There was a kid who crashed his dad's car into like 5 people off the side of a highway. I think it was in upstate New York, or I could have that wrong. But anyway, in the case, his lawyers, he was done for like reckless endangerment or whatever, reckless driving, but with intent to cause harm. But his lawyers tried to argue, right, that he suffered from affluenza, they called it, which basically meant that his upbringing was so
affluent.
insulated and affluent that he didn't understand the
was
consequences, disconnected from the consequences of his actions, which is, I don't think is a reason you should get off killing anybody, but is totally a thing, right?
No, it's not totally a thing.
It is totally
You're
a
validating like distorted psychotic behavior from billionaire
I'm
tyrants.
not validating it. I'm saying
What?
I'm saying they're right in that
Oh,
his
no, he
life
didn't.
they're right in that, that
No,
upbringing
but-
disconnected him. But I don't think that's a reason you get off. I think
I just think it's a bullshit. I'm just there going, hold on a minute. If you don't want him to be so you can't be humanist, like non-psychotic, altruist and rich. That's environmental. That's because you think it's all right to people to be disconnected like that. Not you. The adults. It's environmental. Don't turn around and say, "Oh, it's just because he's so affluent." It's because you're fucking pieces of shit. Sociopaths who think about other people like they're pieces of shit. He took that seed that you planted, that truth, and brought it forward in life.
Yeah.
And now you want me...
China as well.
Yeah, the Loeb and Lowe, they wanted to prove that they were superior beings by killing somebody.
But so that's my point. That's what the sort of thing... That's what the smack of the Armie Hammer thing
so
is.
you're saying he was a garden variety psychopath who was just affluent or wealthy enough to enact or to feel like he could enact.
No, I think basically what happens is that there's an element of that, but I think basically it's just like the situation that they create how do I say this? It's just like. I think that they like it's like the royals almost, or it's this idea that they're someone like he thinks he's better than those people.
Yeah, right. So that's what
He thinks he's better than those people, and that's not affluence. That's you're a scumbag. Your parents are scumbags, and your kids are gonna be scumbags.
Is that a part of it though, maybe?
The hawk.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like saying, "Oh no,
I'm not saying that.
you know, he didn't kill."
I'm not justifying.
I know
it or
that, but
validating,
just
I'm
that.
saying
So
it.
what they're saying to me is just too much of a cop out. It's
Yeah.
way too much of a cop out. It's just like, no, this ground man, it's environmental. It's just like, well, you wouldn't let a poor person away with that. Wouldn't let you wouldn't, you know, and in fact, that's more realistic, is that someone who lives a shit life with no amenities and is, you know, constantly fighting and disadvantaged. You're not going to let them, you're not going to give them that, oh no, this is, in fact, we do the opposite. We see young, disadvantaged, disenchanted young kids do fucking outlandish shit, and we fucking chastise and berate and judge them for that, and penalise them, and never once does the conversation of, what was that young man's environment like? What was that young person's environment like?
Yeah.
What was were they abused?
Yeah.
That's never asked. And if that question is asked, it's like,
Born
oh,
evil.
don't give me that. What that cunt needs is a good fucking stretch.
Yeah.
There is used a lot in
It never flies.
That's
And
the
it-
thing.
it
Exactly.
never flies.
That's exactly
It's
it.
not to get them off the hook, it's usually to lower the sentence.
It's a mitigating
would say,
circumstances.
well, you
It's called
just-
mitigation. So there are mitigating circumstances. This
You
might
can
be one
plead
of your
that before a
mitigations.
judge, but it's usually.
I know,
with
but it's like,
sentencing
imagine
rather
walking
than
in and it's
guilt,
like, well,
yeah.
actually, the reason I don't have a problem with killing these people is because I don't care about human beings, because I was wet nursed to the age of 17. You know what I mean? And I killed that bitch.
By a poodle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
dead
yeah.
in my backyard. My dad's, the butler helped me bury her.
How many?
Show
houses
us
is that?
son sucks army hammer
So
thousand video
true of though. You
called
just
actor a
know,
heel.
yeah.
What does that mean?
I think there's
That's a joke, is it?
Call actor. You're a real heel.
like you come a way better.
Heel
Perez
is-
Hilton. I
When was the last
almost
time
won't
someone was
watch
called
this.
a heel? He did
Keep
say
on a bit
foot
deep on the toe.
foot fetish. He does say foot fetish.
That's Perez Hilton is saying that.
Foot fetish.
This
on
happened for a
fleek.
solid 7 minutes. Oh no, it's not. He's saying foot fetish on fleek. Yeah, we know you want to eat.
You just said
People.
you just shouldn't. You just
Of
shouldn't
course
say
they
the
are.
word
It's one of these
fetish.
things- It's like one of these things they just go back to every single fucking thing he said and done and go, oh yeah. But at the same time, like, I mean, I would, yeah. Cannibal, psychopath, raised by billionaires,
That is.
totally disconnected.
There's a book I read.
Have
man,
you seen The Jinx?
last year? No,
Yeah.
I know that that bit though at the end where he.
Oh, so you've seen The Jinx.
Good for you, haven't
You spoiled. You spoiled it for me.
you?
Yeah,
Documentaries.
yeah, it's true.
What?
Yeah. Huh?
You don't like documentaries?
Not that I don't like them. I don't watch them on my own generally.
That basically means he has to watch it.
No, it's like
That's
if I'm watching
mad.
them with somebody, I enjoy watching them with somebody, but just weirdly, there's just something about it. If someone's like, you should watch that documentary, I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna watch it.
What?
I don't know.
I don't get
know.
that. Did you ever see The Imposter?
Yeah.
Uh,
Watch it again
yes,
recently, Straight
yeah.
after Britney.
That thing keep you up at night.
That is mad.
Like,
yeah.
there's so many good documentaries.
There
Did you
are,
ever
there
watch
are
Dear Zachary?
amazing
Did you watch Dear
documentaries.
Zachary?
There are amazing documentaries that
Oh,
I
at
enjoy
Dear Zachary?
watching with
Yeah, it's
people.
Jesus
Saddest thing
Christ.
I've ever
Isn't
seen.
it?
Maybe reality is too much for me to
Fucked
take
up.
when I
But
get
you're like,
home.
have
Do
you
know what I
watched
mean?
even like? Did you watch the?
Maybe I don't like curling up to bed. I actually don't want to curl up before I go to bed
Bother
with
your eyes,
any
yeah.
reality whatsoever. I want
Have you seen the Murder of Robin Hood
fakey,
Hills, like the
fakey
West of
world.
Memphis shit?
Oh, I've seen West of Memphis, man.
And did you ever watch the original, the first, the Murder of Robin Hood Hills, Paradise Lost?
No.
2 and 3 are two out there. They're two sort of.
West Memphis is the whole.
I think you need to watch
Story.
the first one as well, personally.
Is
I
that
think-
the one they reference in West of Memphis? Where
Yeah, they
someone
reference
released
it
a
the whole
video where it depicts your man
Yeah,
is doing
yeah.
it. He was
See,
like,
that's
people
by
would
the time
chase
they
me
got-
around malls and stuff for years because of that film where they falsely. This is so funny. They falsely depicted
But
him
he's
doing
great,
the
isn't he?
killing.
But there's the thing about there is the murderer right there.
Yeah.
So fucked up. Anyone who hasn't watched anything about the Memphis 3, West of Memphis, pre-concludes it all, but I would suggest you watch the first part of Paradise Lost, Murder at Robin Hood Hills. Forget second and 3 because they turn into these sort of alternative, they're almost like heavy metal sort of madness. Yeah, there's a sort of mad grungery
I'd say
thing
they're
going
all
on.
about the same case.
Yeah.
Oh,
The first documentary was made 20 years ago, nearly in real time, and the footage that they used in it was bizarre that they had. It was one of the first documentaries where I thought, going, geez, I'd never seen that level of evidence footage. Like gruesome fucking dead body shit in a documentary. So whoever made the first documentary was obviously a kid in the town who was there when it happened. You know what I mean? Just one of those perfect. That's what I fucking love about documentaries. Those ones that just actually unravel in real time in front of you. You're just like, oh my god. Listen, we're talking shit now.
What was that one? What was that one we watched, Rob? Where it was like 20 minutes in, you're like, it was talking about some murder case. And it was just talking heads, and then you notice they're just cutting away the street scenes quite a lot. Like they were just cutting the B-roll. Like someone would just be talking, answering a question for like 30 seconds, and then they would just cut to the streets of San Francisco.
Just to get you in the mood, just to place it.
That's when you know you're being taken for
You've been taken for a ride.
But some of the good documentaries, man, some of the really good documentaries, it's like nothing you ever see.
Oh no, you're absolutely right,
Keep
man.
you
You're
up
totally
at
right.
night, man.
Totally right.
The Staircase. That's a good one.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it just because I'd seen. It was almost like I've seen this 100 times.
Oh no, it's really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just found it hard to get into straight away, but maybe I'll go back on it. It's just because I do, like, I think Making a Murderer is fucking amazing. The first season for definite. Because it stinks of West of Memphis, it stinks of Central Park 5. I mean, it's practically the same story as West of Memphis. They get a fucking,
Fit 'em
they
up.
get a fucking chap with a 0 IQ, coerce him down the road
Brendan
of
Dassey.
Brendan Dassey and what's the kids, Jesse in West of Memphis.
Oh yeah, Jesse.
Why is it always these southern police chiefs? Like
Because
they-
it's
I think
bogan
they,
towns,
They don't,
which-
but they don't.
let's
It's not like
not
they,
look
it's
at
not
the
like they
Central
have.
Park
It's not
5
like
thing.
they have a lot on their
It's
plate.
not.
Do you
It's-
know what I mean?
Jesse Miskelly. It's not. It's.
Why are they
Do
also?
you wanna-
Let's just put
I'll tell
a
you what it
rapper
is.
on this thing.
Do you want to know what it is? It's their fucking careers.
Yeah.
That's what overrides all of this. Like that bitch in Central Park 5 is just like, we know they did it. We know they did it. No, you want them to have done it. You want to have caught them. You want to have solved the case. You want to further your career. Like that piece of shit in Making a Murderer. Or in West of Memphis. That piece of shit.
The same with Amanda Knox as well. Do you remember that one?
Now is this the
Detective and
D?
that.
Oh,
He thought he was in a movie, so he just thought the most sensational thing.
Jesus.
Oh.
Happened. She came in here, she did this, and it didn't match with the evidence. But he
Turns out he was just an Italian actor preparing for a role.
He convinced the
not
public
even-
that there was mobs and all for it. They had to,
Fucking hell.
It's
get
mental,
her
man.
out.
Like when you look at that guy,
This,
and I just like that person in the when you've watched that and they show loads of footage of him West of Memphis. It's like you're a scumbag, mate. You just want to put these young lads away so that you put someone away for the crime, and then you get to be the guy who did that. You get to be the successful prosecuting lawyer. You're a fucking grown man. You're doing this to children. You're a psychopath.
Man, it's
You're
like
scumbag. You should
it's
actually
like-
be taken in there and bashed.
It's like those firefighters who set fires so they can put them out. Do you know that stuff? Hero
Fucking-
syndrome or whatever.
Yeah, what is that? That's fucked up, isn't it?
That's like a thing. It's like a thing in like fire departments all over the world. Yeah. Talk about fighting fire with fire, but hey, don't forget to tip your waiters at the buffet. But hey,
Take my wife, please. Take her.
but yeah, man, isn't that fucking? But anyway, no, you're right. It's probably more careerist with these guys.
It's totally careerist. It's the same like
But particularly, I think down in the south, the narrative of law and order or of justice isn't let the police do their work, they'll find the killer. It's we goddamn know Jake Monroe done it and he's hiding out there in them hills. We're gonna go out there.
Fucking bogans as well. Like at the end of that West of Memphis, the two lads are like, we're never going back to where we came from. They go to the nearest city or whatever and go eat French fries and coleslaw for the first time in some hotel room. Your man Jesse Miskelly goes back, and I think we've said this before in a previous podcast. He goes back to where he was right before he went to jail 17 years previous, and there's a snapshot. There's a fucking snapshot. You look at the people. Oh my god! You're like, I can't believe that's the real world.
Yeah.
I actually can't believe that place exists, that those people exist. And that's sort of what it is more than anything. It's like fucking narrow-minded mentality that's in those areas. And I know that sounds pretty whatever of me, but it is. It's like stupid bogans listening to stupid shit and going, okay, They did it. They're devil
and-
worshippers. They try to rip those kids' testicles off because they're devil worshippers. When the bit where it's like about the snapping turtles and all, that was just like
crazy, yeah. That was
fucking hell. Your whole thing hinges on that.
But do you remember, man? Do you remember they bring in a witness? Do you remember the guy's like 30 years later? He's like, "I was off my head on acid or whatever."
They
and
had him
just
by the
sat
bollocks.
there.
That young lad. They were saying that they were going to. He had his own problems, issues at hand. They said, "Look, you do this, and we'll just get rid of that thing." Too. Look, we better wrap it up because we're sort of rambling. I think we've been at it an hour and 40 minutes.
Running out of steam.
Listen, that's it. I suppose we just sort of rambled about shit there for a while. We had intended to do a podcast on relationships, and that's still going to come up. We just had a couple of things, like the Army Hammer thing, the Sia thing, and the Chris D'Elia thing came up. And we just thought we'd have a little bit of a ramble about that. If you haven't already, will you please subscribe, smash the like buttons, do whatever it is that you do in the world to make us more successful and to feed our egos.
Thank you, babes.
Till next time, adieu.
And it's good night
Namaste,
from me.
bitches.